Well, hello. Welcome to 50 Things You Need to Know About Me. The good bits, the mad bits, and the bits you've never seen before. I do hope you enjoy.
Paul Gascoigne, a man made almost entirely from burps and farts. A child prodigy, the greatest footballer of his generation, and for many, one of the greatest living Englishmen. We delve into the Gascoigne archives to bring you 50 things you need to know, had no idea about, or were just plain afraid to ask about the boy who became Gazza.
Well, Gazza is my dad's nickname, and of course my dad had it from when he was little, and Paul being his son, he got Gazza. Even before the football, it was like little Gazza, and I think it was a reporter got it wrong and called him Gazza by mistake instead of Gazza, and it just it stuck.
Oh, that cleared up then. Back to our host.
I tell you what, man, I thought that opening bit went really well. In fact, I'm feeling a bit emotional now.
The summer of 1990. England's most talented young footballer had forced his way into the World Cup squad and was about to go global.
Of course, what happened to him there was there's this young boy come in and took over. And he didn't just take over the England team, he took over against some of the best players in the world.
It's Gascoigne. Little bit of acceleration. Through to that byline, crossed in again there, Robson!
Where has he come from, you know? And he was brilliant.
He was a Geordie, he was totally English. Burke, you know, he was bamboozling supposedly the most sophisticated defenders in the world. And there's like Gazza doing that little turn and like selling that dummy to the Dutch player and like turning inside. It was like watching Johan Cruyff.
I was magnificent because I remember the two of them closing us down and I'm stuck in the corner, and the only way I could get through them was the Cruyff turn, especially against their own country as well. I mastered it, and cross for Gary Lineker. I think Gary just missed it. Left foot. I thoroughly enjoyed that one.
You know, he was just emerging as one of the best players in the world.
It was Cool Britannia. Cool Britannia was started by Paul Gascoigne.
He loved every day, I think, of every minute of that tournament.
To me, he was the player of the tournament.
I mean, the tournament, 1990, I was really pleased with it, and like I said, Terry Venables said I was player of the tournament, which was really nice of him, and I think if I got to the final, then I think maybe just pipped it.
So Gascoigne's free kick, floated in there. To David Platt! Good one by Gascoigne. And what a lovely pass for Lineker! Down he goes! A penalty! Lineker! And it's a goal!
Paul, when you were chasing the game and there was, less than 10 minutes to go, did you feel you were going to be on the plane back home tomorrow?
Yeah, I was felt that way, but I hate flying, Jim. Petrified flying. I thought there's no way I'm going yet.
But Gazza was about to get his wings clipped. Already booked in the second stage against Belgium, the pressure cooker atmosphere of the semi-final, which went into extra time, would produce the defining moment of his career in front of a 25 million strong TV audience.
We were all watching it at my mum's house. The whole family was there. You know, he went for the ball and you could see it in his face. It was like, I went for the ball.
Oh, and the Brazilian referee's coming towards him. It's going to be a yellow card for Paul Gascoigne.
When that guy showed him the yellow card, I think that his world fell down that day.
Yeah, everybody could feel for him. That was the whole thing. Yeah, he got himself booked. Yeah, he was going to miss the biggest game he could ever hope to have played in. But it was just, Paul was just inconsolable.
We all started crying exactly the same time, because we knew how he must have been feeling. He was devastated, and we were devastated.
Probably the most poignant moment in my life up to that point. It was very, very powerful and emotive, and we all felt like crying. My mum was crying, I was crying, you know, the cat was crying, everybody was bloody crying. It was terrible.
And of course, it wasn't just him, but we all got knocked out through a penalty shootout.
I think it was just that sort of, that side of him being shown was what took him into the people's hearts.
Before that, he was Paul Gascoigne. I think it was only literally during those couple of weeks he became Gazza, and there was no turning back.
So that was it.
And the homecoming made him an even bigger star.
I think when we came back from 1990, you know, obviously Gazza was a character in his own right anyhow, and we didn't expect, we were told that there were 5,000 fans waiting for us when we got back to Luton. It actually turned out taking us about 4.5 hours to go through the streets of Luton to get to our hotel, which was about 2.5 miles away, just because of the masses of people, and it became a very party, carnival atmosphere.
That whole plastic tits thing, it's a bit like a lot of the other things that Gazza's been famous for. It's like putting this Geordie schoolboy in this sort of world spotlight.
It was just what you'd expect from him. I mean, of course, I mean, I can still see that picture now. You can still see him on top of the bus, you know, with his huge bust.
I'm sure what he really wanted was the plastic belly. They must have been out of the bellies, so he went for the breasts by way of getting his own back at people said he was too fat. Look, I really am fat, aren't I hilarious?
Are you all keeping up? No? We'll have a break then.
Quiz time. What did Gazza refill a pie with and feed to Jimmy Five Bellies gardener? Was it A, cat poo, B, bogies, C, vomit? Ping! Yes, it was cat poo, although it was probably all three actually.
Well, that's it. Good night. Only joking. I do that a lot, this happened.
I think since he's been born, he's been part of the joker. You know, he just takes taking the mick out of people, and he's not bothered people taking the mick out of him.
He's a man that craves having fun. He's a little kid. He wants to have fun all the time.
After my 5th pair of socks have had their toes cut out and my 3rd pair of boxer shorts have been cut into shreds, it became a bit wearing.
Should be captain of the world team, Gary Mabbott. Still got another 5 months left in him.
He got by, he grew up in a rough neighbourhood, you know, and I think he got by making people laugh. My favourite Gazza moment is, without a doubt, when he led the TV crew to believe that he was taking them to the door of his new home to show them around.
This is what he asks, just not on the door and say, do you use Daz or personal?
Excuse me, sorry, do you, we're doing this thing, do you use Daz?
Gazza says, oh, I just want to know if you use Daz.
Do you use Daz powder or personal? It's just, you know, the advert Daz, automatic, you don't use it. All right. Sorry, you just use Daz automatic.
The crew were cried, but they were foaming at the time because it took 40 minutes to set up and it wasn't his house.
Oh yeah, I'll take you to the house, it's further up the road.
You can hear his mates crying with laughter and all the rest of it. And I laugh every time I think about that moment.
Have we got anyone over the far side? Look at them, they're looking, watch them go.
I mean, one of the things he likes to do is tease, you know? And when he knows he can get attention from people, he seeks the attention and then wants to spurn it, like, just for his own amusement. So he'll, for instance, you get the 2 photographers, he sees the photographer sitting waiting to take his picture, fires his water pistol at them. They try to take his picture, at which point he shuts the curtains, you know, it's like, it's perfect. It's just, he's mental.
Although people didn't believe at the time, it was definitely true. The club were going to go bankrupt.
Spurs board understood that they had to make money and win something to make more money in order to save the club.
After the 1990 World Cup, football's Clown Prince had his greatest ever domestic season, almost single-handedly driving Tottenham to FA Cup glory, including a legendary semi-final against arch-rivals Arsenal.
I remember the whole sort of excitement building up around the game, and then the free kicks given away. there was just this sort of feeling for a split second. Surely he couldn't take a shot from there.
I think our limit had come up and he just hit it. And obviously that's when I cracked it. And I remember the Arsenal wall, just trying to do the wall, and I think it was my mate Kevin Campbell said there's no way he's going to score from there. But I knew it was anyway because Dave Seymour was in the goal. I'm only joking, Dave.
Gascoigne strikes!
Just tingles, just absolutely tingles. It was just everything that was leading up to that day, up to that point, happened when we needed it to happen. It was just absolutely out of this world. And as the lady says, you know, thank God for video recorders because we can look at it time and time and time again.
And I think even Seaman would probably look at that video over and over again going, how didn't I reach it? I'm 6'4". He's hit it from, it's got to be 35 yards or something like that. But it was so well struck to get that much action on the ball at that speed. It was the only way anyone's beating a goalie that big.
But in the final, Gazza would beat himself up.
There he was on the biggest stage in a one-off game in football, FA Cup final at Wembley. This was going to be Paul Gascoigne's day. And unfortunately, it went terribly wrong for him.
Sometimes I wish I'd have got sent off for the first tackle, but it wasn't to be. In the second one, I thought he misjudged it. Made the wrong challenge, really. My body went to the side and left my knee wide open to open up. But I actually got up and stood in the wall. He scored from the free kick, and I knew my knee wasn't right. I just asked someone to give us a ball and to turn, and then my knee just went. That's when I went to the ground.
You know, it was serious, and the scenes of Gazza being carried off, and he was in tears and he was in pain. You know, it was something terrible.
I couldn't believe it when it happened. And I remember we were just watching and they took him off and no, it was horrible.
It's been a bumpy ride ever since then, really. It was a pivotal moment, I think, in his career, and a sad one, it's got to be said. Probably the saddest.
You could argue that at the end of that run, Paul Gascoigne, despite his injury in the final, had actually saved Spurs, saved a 110-year-old institution.
Let's have a look at the pie chart. Very interesting. Pi squared equals 5 bellies.
Time to meet Gazza's best pal since school days, Jimmy Five Bellies Gardner, minder, driver, friend and victim.
We knew Jimmy when we were young, very young, probably 6 years old. A porky little kid, and we weren't friends with him. In fact, I think we used to pick on him.
Just take it me. I was a right cheeky little kid.
He was either 19 or 19 stone, I can't remember how big he was.
I remember seeing Jimmy Five Bellies. I realised when I saw him that he really was this big, fat, jolly Geordie, you know, and genuinely larger than life as well, you know.
Right, you wanna come shark fishing with us, sir?
Jimmy!
Jimmy was around quite a lot of the time, and he became a bit of a celebrity himself, being Paul's sort of sidekick, really.
It's funny because we had been shark fishing that day, and John went to bed. So Paul knocked on my room and says, Jimmy, hi. So I put the porter, open the door, pour the water over John. He says, can't, man, I can't. He says, can. So gets the pot of water. I was like, I don't see 2 gallon. Opens the door, it was funny. He just jumped up, grabbed me by the throat, right? The funny thing is, he was dreaming about sharks. Good laugh.
John's got a waterbed now.
No, the boys never socialised me, just come in and throw water on me and off again.
God, I don't even know whether I should be telling you this, but he used to have this air rifle before it became illegal. He used to sit in the living room, open the patio doors and put targets right at the bottom of the garden and shoot at these targets. And then when he got bored, he used to say to Jimmy, change the targets. You know?
I was always putting, he says, put it higher. So I put it higher for him. As I was putting it up, shows up the backside, didn't he?
And then Jimmy used to go, you know, that hurts. And Paul used to say, it's all right, I'll give you 50 quid for it. In fact, if you stay still, I'll give you £100 for the next one, you know.
No, I got paid for it. No.
So I seen him playing Paul once, and he was getting Jimmy to put his fingers over the pool table, and Gazza was whacking the white ball into the end of his fingers, but he was giving him £10 a shot. But if Jimmy flinched, he didn't give him the £10. So you can imagine, come on, Jimmy flinching. Oh, no, say, man, you owe me one.
Didn't want his fingers in. Done a few things to Jim, to be fair.
But I used to have my hair gel back. So he says to his sister, which I didn't know, Lindsay, he got any Emac? She went, aye. So he took the gel up, and put Emac in. So when I was getting ready, come out of the shower, put this gel on, which I thought was gel, was Emac. So I put it on, brush my hair back. Like that. Just like that. There was my hairs in my hand. By the time I got to the hotel, I had any hair. I was baldy.
And it's not just Jimmy Gazza's taken the mick out of. When the England squad were asked to mouth their names for TV during Italia 90, he did it to the whole world.
Paul Gascoigne.
Lip readers out there would have just had a wonderful time, because it's the perfect moment. You'd all want to do it. You just got to concentrate a little bit harder, and it's still there for you.
Paul Gascoigne.
At his best, he was like Homer Simpson, saying the things that we all think but daren't say.
Men en hilsen till oss här hemma på berget har denne intelligente fotbollsspelaren I vart fall.
Say hello to no with them.
If you're going to ask a dumb question, you're going to get a dumb answer.
No good.
As much as it was going to probably offend people in Norway, you know that he didn't mean it.
No. When a joke. No, it's a joke. Silly joke.
Well, the f*** off Norway was just taking the belch to another level, wasn't it, really? It was just the ultimate schoolboy prank. Just like Gazza and schoolboy pranks just kind of go hand in hand.
Come on, Al. Uno.
If you're going to be the practical joker and you think everything's a laugh all the time, eventually you're going to do something so insensitive and ridiculous that you're going to really make people want to kill you.
And that happened when Gazza signed for Glasgow Rangers in 1995. He was taught a goal celebration with sectarian undertones, and the joke went very, very wrong.
All I can remember is the complete sting that it caused, and rightly so.
I mean, he didn't know the significance of that. And it was one of the other Rangers players winding him up saying, do it.
But he didn't know nothing about that. It was Ian Ferguson who told him. Says if you score, just play the flute. Scored all right.
When Gazza scored and started playing the flute, obviously it enraged the Catholic side of Scotland and the Catholic side of the world, pretty much.
People just wanted to kill us.
Death threats, I think. Frightening.
One guy stopped his car and he just looked and he said, Gazza, he said, you just watch what you're doing up here, be careful, mate. I went, oh, all right, cheers, mate. I thought he was looking at it, and he went, because I'll slash your effing throat.
I don't think you do it again.
And there was more trouble to come from a familiar foe.
I had more problems during matches where I would say virtually every game I played with Paul, within the first 10 minutes, the referee would come to me and say, Gary, if you don't talk to Paul, I'm going to send him off.
He dropped his yellow card, and I picked it up, and obviously went down. I said, yeah, ref, there's your yellow card. And he went, yeah. And he went to actually look for his own, and it was his, and he took it off. He went, yeah, there's one back for you.
Referees seem to pick on Paul, thinking he's taking the mick out of him, which he's not. He's just having a laugh and, entertaining the crowd.
How the hell was him waving a dropped yellow card by a referee, yellow cardable offence, in anyone's language?
But one official did come up with a novel solution to the Gazza problem during his time in Serie A.
There's a referee in Italy who gave him a bit of chewing gum at one point, and I think he kind of defused the situation. And it could work. I mean, Gascoigne makes his comeback. We should work on the sugar lumps for horses theory, and referees should just carry little sweeties around in their pockets. And if they think he's going too far, they just shove some at his face, and it calms him down, and they haven't got to worry about him for 15 minutes.
I love Italy, mate. Can someone cut this into alphabet shapes?
In the summer of 1992, having recovered from a career-threatening injury, Gazza arrived in Italy's Serie A, having finally completed a £5.5 million transfer to Lazio of Rome.
I remember that it was totally crazy. They just went absolutely crackers, didn't they? I mean, it was just it was like a scrum.
Ciao, piacere!
Sick Geordie, chocolate Italian. It's unbelievable.
Arrivederci, al prossimo campionato, ciao!
And now he speaks fluent.
But when Gazza showed an Italian TV reporter his fluency in a truly international language, he caused a national outcry.
Italy's a very polite, manner-conscious society, and they don't get drunk in Italy. And they don't burp, and they don't fart, and they don't swear. The Italians were like, "What the hell is going on?"
It's typical Gazza. Just looked up where.
Burp wasn't too bad. I think it was more like the whole of the government when it was out of Italy. It was petrifying.
I don't know why it caused such a stir. Of course, it was a stupid thing to do. But for the amount of publicity that it did get, I can't say I was surprised.
I mean, fair play to him. He learned how to burp in Italian, didn't he? Which is, he made the effort.
Il gran gol di Gascoigne che salta come birilli 4-5 avversari.
But Lazio's fans forgave Gazza, particularly after his most important goal for the club, a late equaliser against city rivals Roma.
If there's one game they want to win, it's a derby. Doesn't matter what the rest. It's a derby.
It was just an unbelievable feeling. But I wasn't a feeling of good, I was a more feeling of like, thank God for that, Thank God for that. God knows what happened if I'd have got the winner.
Once again, the fans absolutely adore Gascoigne, Lazio, mad for him. And the club mad for him as well. Mad for a complete madman.
Unbelievable love, Gascoigne, un gran destro, una traiettoria superba. 4-0 per la Lazio.
Just a little chance to see how my goal hit the back of the net. Like I said, you've seen in at the boot room, now we have in the pool room.
Gran destro, una traiettoria superba.
Smack a ball there, went over the wall, hit the top corner perfectly. I went to the side, gave the little push, and I just said to the manager, Dino, no problem, were you happy with the result? And obviously you can see he was very, very happy.
Gazza got an elbow in the face off this Dutchman, caved his, he broke his cheekbone, and they made him wear this Andrew Lloyd Webber mask.
Phantom of the Opera, I mean, it was to be introduced onto a football field is so unfortunate. But I suppose if you're going to wear it of anyone, then let it be Gascoigne.
There's a really good quote, isn't there, about fame is the mask that eats the face from within. And I think that when Gazza had his mask on, it was like kind of some ridiculous sort of poetic judgment on him. To me, he just looked like a really bad character out of Batman or something. Gazza man was going to come and kind of play football slightly well around you, make you concede a goal early on in the first half. He just looked preposterous, didn't he?
If you wore the plastic mask and the plastic tits at the same time, it would be unmistakably Gazza, wouldn't it?
Time for a commercial break.
Here's another thing you need to know. What hilarious gift did Gazza book for Newcastle teammate Tony Cunningham? Was it A, Geordie lessons, B, a luxury holiday in Gateshead, C, a course of sunbeds? The answer, look at the picture, yes, sunbeds.
You're joking, aren't you, Bonnie lad? Way, away, man. Get on with it. Didn't do that. What are you doing that for? What? When? How we here, man? Didn't be daft. How we here, canny lad? Let's go and do in a pub, man. Away. Didn't do that. What for? Where you going? What a great time. See, that's my problem. Nobody understands me.
Say, well, I'll get you back. I got the press. I say, I've got the f***ing news, man. Didn't think your mother's got it. I've got the f***ing master copy. I'm just going to say, here, do what you f***ing want. Use the world people the Daily Star, love me.
I think it's typical Geordie, the life and soul of the party. They always have to have the last word. They're louder than everybody else, and plus, you know, the cocky ones are good at football.
Well, a lot of footballers just open a supermarket when they've got a day off. Gazza. Bollocks. I'll make a record.
And even when branching out into the pop world, Gazza stayed true to his Geordie roots.
He's in there singing a terrible song, singing it badly, he's in with a bunch of nutters doing it.
But Gazza was just a bunch of Geordie boys who went out for the day and made a great movie. He put his tongue out a lot and was basically jumping around everybody's back, you know, having piggybacks from everybody.
It's plain to see, it's black and white. This Geordie boy's gonna do all right.
I thought it was good. I thought he'd done a good job on that. He'd done all right.
Crap. Nah.
Like it is today, we'll take its time to tell you what tonight might bring. They'd spur you on in London town when you hear those Geordies sing.
Like all Geordies, Gazza has a keen interest in haute couture.
Yeah, apparently he did win this award for being the best dressed man in 19-something or other.
Who voted?
1990-something or other.
What section of best dressed man?
My God, has he spent years minging when it comes to clothes and hair.
Dressed like a shirt lifter.
Northern lights shining bright, rising star in the sky tonight. Sing painted letters on fight the wall. Gazza's in.
Gazza also made multicoloured shell suits fashionable and desirable.
Move those feet, let them tap. Get them going to the Gazza rap. Clap those hands and let it out. How are the lads? I wanna hear you shout. Come on! Geordie boy, we are the Geordie boy. We are the Geordie boys. Geordie boy. I am the Geordie boy. I am the Geordie boy.
Nobody can make shell suits sexy.
Knob. I don't think he'd mind me calling him a knob, because he looks a right knob in his shiny red and gold and silver tracksuit.
Have you seen the way he dresses, anyway?
And taking it off. I think he was thin at the time, he undone it, didn't he? Show off his six-pack. That's a Geordie in him. I've got loads of Geordie mates that can't. Their hair's rubbish. The way they dress is rubbish.
Just went to the hairdressers, asked for extensions. Come out about 6 hours later, and with 500 quid down in the pocket. I thought it was Bob Marley. I got some reggae tips.
I saw Gazza's hair extensions, yeah, and they had big mistake written all over them, didn't they, really? I think they also had not my idea written all over them as well, didn't they?
I think I lasted about 2 or 3 weeks and they got it cut off because you couldn't wash it. It was stunk.
Still lovely after all these years. Time to meet some of my friends.
These days, this bloke's a film star celebrity chum. Back in 1988, he locked on Gazza's stock and left him with 2 smoking barrels.
Paul says, oh, I'm playing against Vinnie Jones today. Hard man.
I was just manager going through the team, said you're up against this, you're against that player. Watch out for this one. And he just looked at me and the manager just went, Paul, good luck. So I walked out of the tunnel, I just come face to face. It wasn't even interesting. It was just me and you, fat boy. Just me and you.
When Vinnie said take a corner out of the throw and he said, stay there, fat boy, I'm coming back.
And he went to take a corner, he come back, and he just come right in front of me and I'm back.
Then he grabbed his nuts.
And then he lost my family allowance.
Well, I didn't like Vinnie Jones for it, no. I'm very protective, you know.
Since I moved to London and become great mates.
The same thing happened in Scotland.
Well, welcome to
Thanks very
Ibrox.
much, aye. My sister met you in France.
That's right.
Anna, my sister, yeah. She said she'd met you. You're bigger than I thought, eh? Big man.
Always, always.
Do you come to a lot of the games? Any tips for us?
Well, you'll get a lot of rub up here. You have to, that's going to
Yeah.
be the deal, I think, taking care of that. You'll have a lot of them giving you a lot of rabbit.
Yeah. A lot of rabbit, eh?
Yeah. And you can handle that.
I shook his hand, eh? Imagine that hand's been on so many pairs of boobs.
Talking of boobs.
What will you do for me if I win?
He's an anti-table tennis player, isn't he? He's good. He's a good table tennis player. I know that. But I tell you, how do you play table tennis against Bridget Nielsen and keep your eye on the ball?
I actually took a bad shot with a ping pong, didn't I? I just hit her the left boob. One of them anyway, you couldn't miss them.
Watch that leg, huh?
Okay. My lucky day.
Is that Jimmy? Hello, Jim. Oh, Chris. Jim, have you lost weight? No. Didn't think so.
I've been on tier 5 with Chris 3 or 4 times, and honestly, he's a Paul. He's just one of the lads, you know what I mean?
They may be giving me a hard time, but the one way to think about it is that there must be somebody who they're giving an even harder time to.
With the 1998 World Cup finals approaching, Gazza's place in the squad was threatened by incidents involving his social life with celebrity chums. One incident in particular.
Oh, now kebabs, aye.
Ironically, it was one of the dullest nights that I've ever spent with Paul.
And Paul fancied a kebab. Do you want a kebab shop?
So I went and said to Paul, what do you want? He said, I'll have a chicken kebab, which is the healthier end of the kebab market, I believe.
And we were walking down the road and this photographer was taking a photograph. I tried to grab a camera off him, but it was too fast for me.
I stumbled across Mr. Gascoigne and some of his cronies, Chris Evans and others. I saw an opportunity to take his picture and to further my career, and that's exactly what I did. I saw an opportunity and went for it.
The reaction from that was just, I mean, it was just unbelievable.
It was only about 11:30, you know, just a normal kebab. I was sober, went to Chris's house after that.
Is he not one of the best 22 footballers in England? Regardless of whether he had one bite of a chicken kebab or not. I think he probably is. You know, I still think he's the best footballer we've got.
Gary Lineker gets to eat, it would seem, 40,000 bags of crisps. Paul Gascoigne eats one kebab, and like it's a national disaster.
Emergency measures were called for. Yes, Glenn Hoddle dropped Gazza anyway, and England fatally forgot to practice penalties. But at least this now famous Soho Kebab Emporium is still doing a roaring trade.
It's a miracle. Well, as you can see, a lot of people have been talking about my weight, and I've really started to take it serious now. This morning I've started with a light breakfast.
Mr. Gascoigne, just one more minute?
No, you're right, honestly.
Or just one way surfing wind?
Ah, go on then. It's a box, man.
Oh, I just love chocolate.
Even in lean, mean 1990, everyone knew Gazza liked the odd tuck stop, although his eating methods were a bit unconventional.
Oh, jeez! He really gives it to. He really does stick it in his face. Perhaps he wanted to just make sure that it's stuck. I mean, or perhaps he just liked the idea of following through with like 5 knuckles well on the back end of the sponge. Could have been a bit of that.
I think if the cake weren't there to soften the blow, I think there would have been a bit of blood flying around. I think Gazza's eyes would have been water anyway, but I think the chocolate sponge cake, whatever it was, softened the blow, yeah, because it was like a right hander, wasn't it?
I just love chocolate.
This week I've been watching what I have been eating. Cheers. Never eat fruit. Cheers. I drink the right stuff.
Paul will eventually or hopefully come to terms with it. How you feed and
how you refuel yourself, let's say.
I've been keeping off the pasta. And when I do celebrate, I like to have a glass of water or something.
I just love chocolate.
Did you know I could talk to the animals? Isn't that right, son?
Paul, come on. Wake up, Paul.
James, rough, James.
Paul, wake up, come on.
Oh, James, what are you doing here?
What do you mean, what am I doing here? We've got a show to do.
I thought you had fired us.
We haven't fired you. You're the star of the show. We love you.
What, you mean I can say me bit?
Of course you can.
Brilliant.
The nice thing about it is he just looked like a bloke who was quite happy to throw himself in and have a go.
Honestly, you come here, you're crawling, you're a creep, you're snivelling, you're pestering me, I've got no peace with you. And I know the story with you and the goat. Now go on, out.
And what did you say, Paul?
I said, yes, Mr. Zeman. Will you let me play on Sunday?
Was there something different about you this week, Paul?
Yeah, changed the waistcoat.
It's nice, actually, isn't it? Where'd you get that, then?
Paul! Paul!
What am I doing here?
You mean you don't remember last night?
No.
Next you'll be telling me you don't remember this either.
No. Well, I've had a great day at Broxstone Zoo. Really enjoyed my day.
Paradise Wildlife Park. Don't say
Sorry,
Broxstone
that's
Zoo.
right, sorry.
We've been well in the
Well, I've had a fantastic day at Paradise Wildlife.
Now we've stumped him. A long word.
Wildlife Park. Well, I've had a fantastic day at Paradise Wildlife. Paradise.
Stand here, look,
That's
read it off me back.
Well, what bit is there? Yourself.
I mean, one of the things he likes to do is tease, you know?
Look at Stephen says you're getting fed.
When he got the ostrich, he was feeding the ostrich and Paul grabbed it by the neck and it was going off. It was going round and round trying to get away from him.
One morning he'd come with a big bag and we said, what's he doing here? And he had a zookeeper with him. He opened a bag and he had an ostrich with a shirt on it with my name on it and let it run around the pitch and said it was me. He's, no, who could think of things like that? I mean, so early in the morning, 10:30 in the morning, he actually got up a couple of hours before to go and get it. Mad.
Talk. Okay, hello. Yeah. It's moving its head. Do you want to get hold of it?
I mean, it's just so typical of him that he will push anybody and anything around him a little bit too far for the benefit of his own little joke, you know. And I think but when the thing that you're trying to goad a little bit too much is a lion, you're kind of pushing the boat a little bit too far, and that's kind of Gazza's trademark, isn't it?
But Jane was up in Inter, watching. Good. It's all right, good lad.
Should have got him anyway.
I think the beauty with Gascoigne as a television presenter was giving a different angle, much more human than a lot of the other presenters, and I think that just made it a lot more watchable.
Have you ever heard of Alan McCoy's in Townsend?
McCoyst, is he the fat rugby player?
Yeah, spot on. All right, Beckham. How did you score that penalty?
As a TV presenter, when he goes out and does his vox pops, seeing him on the street interviewing people, it gives a real human touch to football. And I think that's one of the things that Gascoigne always did really well.
My God, did that fella join in? No standoffish about him at all. He didn't look uncomfortable, embarrassed or scared. He just looked like he was part of what was going on. It was one of those great pure Gascoigne moments.
Another Gazza fact. What did Gazza tell a nurse his nationality was before an operation? Was it A, Geordie, B, lesbian, C, Church of England? No, viewers, you've guessed wrong. Gazza said he came from Church of England, the nutter.
Rinse your mouth out with that, please, Mr. Gazza.
I love going to the dentist, me. Vitamin C.
Well, I think, you know, Gazza did launch lad culture as much as Loaded did and as much as Oasis did. People like Gazza and the Loaded readers were always going to try and go down the pub and have a laugh, you know, play football, try and get off with girls, you know, and what's wrong with any of that?
There had been reports in the newspapers leading up to the European Championships about the antics of the team whilst they were away preparing for the championships. And of course, the dentist chair was something which was put in the newspapers, where players were put in this chair and were pumped full of drink.
Well, I mean, just pouring tequila down each other's necks, weren't they? Well, you know, what other 24-year-olds weren't doing that night?
On the other hand, you're hearing about the Italians and their pasta diets, and they have a sleep before the game and all this, and you just thought, oh, disaster.
Who could possibly have anticipated what he was going to do next?
The goal against Scotland is immaculate.
It happened on the biggest stage against our bitterest rivals, and basically he made them all look like a bunch of monkeys, and it was absolutely fantastic. Lifted the ball over his head, lets it come down, and he suddenly made all this space. Colin Henry's running around like a madman, doesn't know where the ball is or where Gazza's gone. Gazza's just literally going, oh, here, come on. Drops it over his shoulder and volleys it into the corner of the net.
Paul Gascoigne! 2-0!
Rod Stewart sitting in front of me nearly crying. It was great.
A long ball, and this is a delightful touch here. And then he bangs it in on the half volley. And it's a super goal for England, and it's 2-0.
The celebration was just the perfect summing up of the whole situation. It was Gascoigne ramming what the tabloids had said about the whole team down their throats, you know.
I loved that celebration, it was fantastic.
One of the tabloids had to print an apology on the front cover, saying, oh, by the way, sorry, the sun shines out this kid's arse, like.
And just weeks after Gazza's greatest England goal at Euro '96, the press were in hot pursuit again, as Paul hosted the social event of the century.
Now, the Beckhams got married in a council registry office in comparison, I reckon, to the Gascoigne wedding.
Gazza's wedding was an absolutely massive event, I remember at the time. And it was the sort of first one that I remember where there was a big point made about the fact that the photographs were not in the public domain, and that, you know, Hello or whoever it was would be printing all the photographs, and everybody rushed out to buy it to see the suit and the dress and who had turned up and all the rest of it.
I think at the time, I don't know if Hello magazine have sold as many copies since, but it did sell. I think it was its #1 seller, the wedding, and it was a fantastic wedding.
Paul, best wishes to you.
Cheers.
In the end, the marriage wasn't the happiest ever, although the nation's favourite new lad became a new dad.
We'll go Pete, we did. Yeah, Harry McCoy's missing sitters. Yes, I know. I have to do this 3 times a night, don't I? Not. A little bit of cream up with the frog's legs. God, I feel like Vinnie Jones, yeah. Oh.
Time for some motorsport. I was head coach.
The funniest moment, I think, was when he nicked the coach at Middlesbrough, and it just sounded like Gazza's fantasy to steal a coach and drive off to the seaside and go and do what other working class guys were doing from Newcastle, i.e. go off on a Beano, a work day out.
What made him look at the Middlesbrough team bus, notice a set of keys still in the ignition. He's going to have to drive it, isn't he? He's got to drive it.
I just seen the bus driver go for a cup of tea, and I jumped in the bus. I drove down this lane.
He's got to get in that bus, he's got to drive it in a straight line, and he's got to take it out on the street, and he's got to pick old grannies up at bus stops. He's got to do it. How can he not?
You went anybody for Dalton?
Thought I was still in the car. Oh no. A couple of weeks' wages.
Brian Russell's going to kill him.
anyone mention I'm good at football yet? Well, I am.
Great footballer. Great. The best.
Paul Gascoigne can say on his deathbed, I made Britain, England especially, a better place. Because I was me, you know, and why should anybody ever dare to try and change him?
Great guy. Loving guy. Give his last. Give his last. If he had a 10 on his pocket, give it, and he would make sure you have nothing. That's the sort of lad he is. You know, you honestly.
He's the nicest guy in the world. He's honest. If he's your friend for life. And he's not malicious, and he wouldn't say a bad thing about anybody. He's just a great person.
Gazza is a man. Great company. You'd always want to go out with him, but always watch your back when Gazza's around.
Grazie, arrivederci di Gaza.